Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
Once again, welcome everyone to the 20,000 subscribers live stream. Something went wrong with the first one, so we had to restart it.
How are you guys? If anyone is here. Right.
Still no chat for you. Yeah. So
Subscribers are on the mode.
still?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Can't do anything about it now.
I think that was the preset for your before you start streaming, but it's okay now, I guess.
So chat's here. That's okay. It tells that to people that you need to be subscribed, so it's just a click of a button.
Well, I guess people can subscribe
Yeah.
and see your content.
Yeah.
And most likely they're going to subscribe anyway
Yeah.
because you've got a great content. Anyway, while we're waiting for people, I was going to ask you how is it to review cars after doing do-it-yourself videos.
It's pretty interesting. Something new, definitely interesting. Time-consuming, exhausting. It takes a lot of time. But thank you for helping me with some of the filming and logistics advice and that sort of stuff. That's really helpful.
Do you think you're gonna transition your channel from do-it-yourself to reviews, or you're still gonna be doing mixed?
No. I think depending on how it goes, we'll see where it goes, of course. But I don't want to abandon the DUI community as well. I like doing that. I like fixing stuff. So,
you planning to do a new season?
Yeah. I already have a couple of.
Can you give us a hint? What is it gonna look like?
Well, I'm trying to do something that's, that either doesn't exist at all, or maybe exists in a very poorly filmed fashion and form. So, it's going to be, as always, it's going to be 7 episodes. That's my formula. I think it works. But what can I tell you? It's definitely going to be something that hasn't been, released before. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, to be quite honest, a lot of videos over YouTube are either poorly made or they start recording from the middle and you don't really understand.
Yeah.
Where do you start and etc. etc.
Yeah. The idea is to have a comprehensive, detailed guide, right?
Planning to do MDX only or RDX as well?
No, for the make Acura great again. So far, it's MDX only. Okay. But we'll see. I don't want to sprinkle in and out different cars. You know what I mean? Like if it's going to be one car, it's going to be one car. But RDX videos are planned too. Because I looked at the cost of service and I decided maybe next time
to save some money for people.
Yeah. But for RDX, there's already a lot of good videos on simple stuff.
Do you notice how complicated repairs become with the newer vehicles, even Acura? If you look at MDX versus RDX to replace even the filters, it's such a pain.
Yeah,
and
it's made for dealer service mostly.
But
it's still trying to do it somewhat user-friendly, but it's mostly like, for example, there is I've looked into transmission fuel, transmission fluid change for RDX.
Well, by the way, what's the interval?
Oh, I'm sure the interval is.
It's not that new thing, non-serviceable.
No, it's still serviceable, but the problem is first of all, it's closer now to the Lexus that we've done. So it's that level.
Oh, so the vehicle has to be leveled, basically?
Level. There's the drain plug. There is the level plug. It's all this nonsense. I don't understand why they're doing this. It's ridiculous in my opinion. Just do the drain, do the fill plug. Why do you have to do it to make it so complicated? I don't know. But anyway, it's fine.
Yeah. And you know what else I wanted to mention is that the quality of materials, especially of plastic clips, is terrible these days on majority of the manufacturers. Yeah. Everything breaks. Everything is so fragile. And
I have a video on the RDX engine air filter change. I hate to tell you, but I probably broke like 4 or 5 clips, like obliterate, and I didn't even do anything to them. Like I didn't mangle them. I used the tool. You just use the tool; it just falls apart. Luckily, I have a full box of other clips, so I kept just like putting them back, you know. But it's ridiculous. Yeah,
great quality, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it worries me. You can still do simple stuff like brake change. The only thing you have to be mindful of is now the electronic parking brake on most vehicles. So
does it have a service mode like Toyota, for example?
It doesn't have a service. Well, I mean, it might have a service mode, but I don't think you can.
Something the owner can activate, because Toyota.
That's what I'm saying.
If you remember that 18 Camry I had.
Yeah.
So it was pretty.
Same with the MKC.
Yeah. Right? So you can put it in a service mode and then do whatever you need to do instead of using a dealership or buying.
There is a sequence
expensive equipment.
I don't think there is one for the RDX. At least I haven't found that one.
Oh, we have first comment.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Edwin says, give me the phone. Edwin says, I have 2007 MDX. When I start, sounds a little rough. When it quiets, then it quiets down. Do you mean, by rough, do you mean like a noisy valve train? That sort of stuff, like when the engine is cold, you can hear it like tapping of the valves. Is it? Let's put it this way: is it on the higher pitch, or is it rough, like rumbling? The engine itself is not stable and like it's misfiring, maybe. Can you clarify?
And the mileage as well, just out of curiosity.
Good idea. Anyway, to continue the conversation while we're waiting for the response, you can still, when you shut the engine off, you can hold the electronic brake lever so it doesn't set.
Okay.
So that's kind of like half solution in my opinion, because it's not. I don't think it's fully proper, but.
Sadwin says little more rough, no misfire. Well, to be quite honest, when I started my MDX, for a second, it does sound a little bit different than it is, but obviously, in my understanding, all the fluids are cold and the engine was sitting. Unless you can give us some more details.
Yeah.
And what do you consider high mileage, Edwin?
Just let us know, like a ballpark mileage. Is it over 200,000 miles?
Oh, new comment. What's the normal oil consumption for 09 MDX with 155K?
0.
Actually, I should check mine, but I don't think I should even open the hood after your repairs.
2007 to 2009 MDXs do not consume oil under normal circumstances. Mine has now 327,000 kilometers, so it's that. So it's over 200,000 miles now. There's no oil consumption at all.
So my MDX is about 150,000 miles, which is 235-ish kilometers.
Yours is gentler in terms of the engine, how the engine works, overall sound, that sort of stuff. Okay, I can see.
Oh, you have it there. Okay. Yeah. 102,000, 92,000, even if it's miles, it's not a high mileage.
No, it is high mileage. I would say so. Yes, I would say anything close to or over 200,000 is high mileage. Yeah. Um, Having no personal experience with what what exactly you mean by it being rough, I would say that if it goes away quickly after you start the car, it's just normal high mileage car. Nothing you can do about it. If you service it well, if you use proper fluids for oil, transmission, you should be fine. If you don't have any errors.
But alternatively, what can Edwin do is to record a small video and post it in comments on this video after it's done, and you can look at it possibly.
Or you can send it to me to my email, which is displayed on my channel as well. I'll be happy to help.
But unfortunately, the sound from the recorded video may sound very different.
I know.
But at least we can try.
I know how mine sounds when it's recorded, so I can compare at least to that. Let's see. We have another comment from Z Frangi. I love your how-to videos on the MDX. Thank you very much. Currently burning about a quart every 1K. That's not good. On the 2009 MDX, that is not good.
Let me clarify something. Is this 2009 manufacturer and 2010 model year, or it's actual 2009? Because in Canada we have, for example, if it's 2010, it may be built in 2009 if you look at the VIN sticker.
Yeah, it's a good point. Zfrangi, you sure you have a 2009 model year? Because that a quart, 1 quart in 1,000 miles, that's typical for a 2010 to 2013 MDX. They're well known for burning oil, just because of the unfortunate update in the piston ring design.
You know what else I'm thinking? Beside burning, maybe there's a leak because they tend to leak at certain spots.
Yeah, but he would tell us if it leaks, right? Like if the leak is bad enough for you to see a puddle, for example, then that would be But just going back to that, if you're burning that much oil, something's definitely not right. If you're sure it's actually burning oil, not leaking anywhere, you might have an issue with seized piston rings. That would be my guess.
Which is common for.
It's common for 2010 to 2013. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that much oil to be burnt on 2009. But normal amount is zero. It's always zero. Not zero, but we're talking grams versus.
Does your MDX burn any oil?
No.
What about the ZDX? Do they have this problem as well? Because they're only, I think, 2011, 2013.
Yeah, they have the same engine, so it's the same issue there.
You know what? You rarely see them, but I've seen a few recently. They look pretty cool comparing its almost 15 years old car.
Yeah, it was interesting design. Definitely, the problem was that unconventional design, I think. And the cost is about the same as the MDX, so why would you buy that car versus this car if you can get a bigger car? That's what I mean.
So I'm assuming it was made based on a Honda Accord Cross Tour.
The design could have been. I'm not sure. That's too.
And the actual base, because the Cross Tour seems.
It looks like it. Looks shaped like that, but I'm not too sure. Let's see. What's this? Anyway, going back to our discussion on the RDX, the transmission fluid change specifically, the it's still doable, somewhat doable without a waste or complicated tools. But there is a filter, the external filter on the transmission that theoretically is there to
same as
replace
the Lexus, the mesh style one.
Did we replace the filter?
Yeah, I remember it was like a metal plate and I had a mesh on it.
No, because it's inside the transmission.
Yes.
Still, like it's under the plate. You need to remove you don't need to remove the transmission plate. And it's a different transmission, remember. It's turned the other way, right? Because for the Lexus, you have a straight engine to transmission. Here you have a transfer case. So anyway, the problem with the filter is that to remove that filter, it's quite a hassle. I've watched the video. Even though the guy did not do it like from step one to the last step, it was quite involved. Like he had to disconnect so many hoses, right? So, and it's like leaking. I wouldn't say that's something I would do at home. It's super messy.
So hoist on there?
Yeah. Like the way we changed the fluids for your MDX, right? We had some mess just because it was just tight space. There, no matter how much space you have, it's actually quite messy. So I don't know. It wouldn't make sense to me. Hi Ace, how's it going?
What are your thoughts on the new ZDX?
New ZDX is awesome. It's very expensive.
Too bad to say I couldn't make it to check it out.
Yeah.
But it seems very big.
It's super big. There's so much space. Like it's made for tall people. Like people over 6 feet would feel totally comfortable inside.
And plus, you'll have some space.
There's so much space. Yeah, I calculate. I looked at the specs, and the specs are it's a proper back space, right, in the trunk. So there's nothing like underneath. I don't think you can fit much stuff. There's bag with charger cables and maybe some light stuff like your paper towels or some car care products. But other than that, it's not for like groceries or anything else. So you'll have a flat floor. You'll likely need some sort of a compartment, like a thing that you attach to the hooks, and then you can use it for groceries and stuff. But there's plenty of space for sure. It's very long and very, very wide.
If you had access to free charging, would you consider getting one?
With free charging, you mean like completely free?
Not completely free. What I'm saying is, if you could charge it every day.
That's what I said. If you have access to level 2 charger at home, but it doesn't apply to this vehicle only. It applies to any EVs, in my opinion. If you don't have access to like cheap charging overnight, it's not a viable solution for your car, really, because I told you, I calculated, it costs the same money as you would just put gas in your car and drive the same distance. Literally, like it's almost identical on a fast charger. So, if you're spending more upfront, right, for the car itself.
And this is what I'm asking. If you had this option, would you consider getting
that? Would be one of the options for sure. Like, but I still firmly believe that for like if you're traveling far away on a continuous basis, like if you're constantly going out and going very far somewhere, you need a gas vehicle for that.
Well, in your case, you have one, right?
Yes, in my case, I do.
That's what I'm asking.
I'm just saying, like, if someone has one car why would he want another car and have two cars specifically, one for driving, daily, and then have one in the backup to go somewhere far, unless you already have two cars, and someone else is
Well,
using that.
majority of families do have two cars, right?
I agree, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the price?
Price is it's super expensive. Yeah. I mean, in US, I think it's more affordable considering even the exchange rate. But as you know, US is doing away with the EV rebates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is because of the Trump. Trump, I think, just got rid of the rebates. I think starting September or something.
Oh yeah.
But they still do have great deals.
Yeah,
Like
because in California, I think the rebates are pretty heavy on most electric vehicles, and I guess they take a lot of budget out of the country. So
I don't know, but we're talking about federal.
But
federal one.
Say if you were to lease one for 3-4 years at 0%, like whatever offered in the United States, would you consider that?
Probably, yeah. I'll be honest with you, like it's a very pleasant vehicle to drive.
So
the suspension is set up in the way like you never feel jitters or like being jolted away. Like it just gobbles up the pavement, whatever pavement it is. Pretty nice. But consider I had the top of the trim, right? Air suspension, adaptive dampers, most likely additional insulation of the cabin, premium materials,
By the way, any squeaks or anything?
Not really. The only thing I think I've heard is some wind noise on highway.
Mm-hmm.
I only heard it because it's not typical for the RDX that I drive. I compare everything to the RDX because the RDX is my daily driver.
So forget the whole discussion about charging, gasoline stuff. So if you were to offer a brand new MDX and a brand new ZDX,
ZDX.
It's somewhat
I would
similar.
Go with the ZDX. Yeah, you don't have the 7 seats, but as you know,
how many times did you use them?
I've used them, but my case is not a common case. But definitely, it's not. I don't think it's a good comparison, honestly.
Why not?
The cabin, because it's a completely different, I think, purpose, right? MDX is an overall family-oriented vehicle that you can use for your everyday drives, family drives, traveling long ways, that sort of stuff. ZDX is not. You wouldn't take ZDX for like a family trip to, let's say, camping in the forest. I mean, maybe you would, but I would be reluctant to take like a $100,000 vehicle to the forest, like scratch it all up and that sort of stuff. Plus the charging. What if it goes out of charge? What are you going to do in the forest? Call for National Guard? Yeah.
Press the button.
Yeah, the OnStar. Yeah. But
you don't have enough credits to make a call.
Yeah. No, but like urban driving in Toronto, if you take that car, if you have overnight public charging, like if I had to like come here, park it, plug it in, just great. Even for my purposes, right? Because I don't like if I travel very far, I'll take the MDX.
Well, I personally wouldn't mind taking it to Montreal. I mean, make a stop to charge if it needs to be.
Yeah, but my concern is that would be only like a lease vehicle, right? Because for long term, you're talking about air suspension. God knows if something breaks, sensors, airbags.
As a warranty specialist, I can tell you by extended warranty, and then.
Yeah. But regarding the warranty, by the way, it's an interesting point you brought up. I'm reading all these groups about the all these sorts of issues with modern vehicles, not only Acura, any vehicle. I'm always telling you, like, why do you not have a warranty in place for any modern vehicle? There's so much stuff that's gonna go wrong at some point, like
Well-
inevitably. Electronics is super expensive. All these units and modules, they cost thousands of dollars, literally. I've seen a post that the entertainment system with the screen for a Tacoma or something costs like $7,500. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
don't bring this word. If you think quality of the screen, one day stop by my work, you'll see. You're going to laugh.
Yeah.
The warranty situation is pretty bad because I'm in a few Facebook groups and we always have this conversation about extended warranties, how they don't make sense. What I think is, if you're buying a vehicle or leasing a vehicle or financing a vehicle and you know you're not going to pass the base warranty, absolutely doesn't make sense to buy.
For sure.
But if
You're paying upfront. Why would you pay upfront for something you don't know if you're gonna use it?
I don't know statistics how many people keep their cars for what period.
Yeah, I mean,
But if I know I'm buying a car for 6 years and I know my warranty is only 4 years, I wouldn't think twice.
yeah, or you can extend it before the term.
Majority of companies do allow that.
That's
Yes,
possible.
before it expires, you can purchase it. But I mean, in the beginning, right? So, in my understanding, a lot of buyers do finance the cars, and when you purchase extended warranty, and then you can put this amount towards financing, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because some cars would have $3,000+ price of extended warranty, right?
Yeah, but it depends on how many years you're extending it to. For example, the usual lease would be 4 years, right? So 48 months. And then what is the typical term for the loan? Is it 7 years?
I would say, considering the price, but I would say it's 72 to 96 months now.
Okay, so minimum, we're talking about 7 years then.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking yes.
So if you talk about 7 years, it's 3 years on top of the 4 that you have the lease for. I would definitely say, like, you're extending it to 3 years. So if you're talking about $3,000 for extension, you're essentially talking $1,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's completely reasonable for having
100%.
peace of mind.
It does
For
have
any modern vehicle. Like, cars cost $40,000, $50,000, $60,000.
There are some limitations, but major parts, as you said, modules and electronic parts, they are covered, and they are pretty expensive.
Yeah, you need to read into the contract what you're subscribing to for sure. But it's any stuff is very expensive. Any modern stuff is expensive. That module goes out. A module would usually be something original only, right?
Don't even go that far. Say a side mirror. The actuator itself is probably $200-300 now. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
and that's just a mirror.
Yeah. Or a headlight, which
Or
is now
don't even start on
an
that.
LED assembly. I've seen a guy asking, he has his front apart on the 2014 or later MDX, where these dual LED headlight assemblies, and he's like, how do I replace the low beam bulb? I'm like, buddy, there is no low beam bulb. It's an assembly of LEDs. So, but it's interesting that I saw that post, but apparently there's a lot of aftermarket now, which was really surprising to me. Why would aftermarket companies release like complete assemblies for these cars?
Price point?
500. We're talking about 500 versus $1,500.
Oh, then yeah, I would definitely
Yeah,
look
it's
after.
1/3 of the price.
But I think
I would still go with a salvage.
or that would be the best option. But I think even if you're in that situation where you can't find a headlight, I'm sure there are people who actually disassemble them and replace them.
Oh, you can fix it. It just, how much money and time it's gonna take, and who's gonna do it for you. If I have
I know a guy who did a Mercedes recently.
yeah, well, that's just replacing the plastic, right? I wouldn't be able to fix the igniter, for example, there. Like if it's right, I just don't have the tools and knowledge. So you would have to hire a professional to do that. I guess there are people who are doing it, but even for the Mercedes, I called around before I committed to that. I called around, and you'd have to replace the whole assembly. Well, the Mercedes said, of course, the first thing I called the Mercedes. They told me you'd have to replace the whole assembly. I'm like, thanks.
But we've had the discussions
Yeah.
how crooked they are, because there is a part number for actual headlight cover,
Yeah.
and I'm sure if it's not a North America, they're white label.
I honestly think it wasn't because of their crooked. It was because they just didn't want to talk.
Or
Just
look
deal
for
with this.
their.
Like, why would you deal with like imagine a Mercedes specialist spending like half of their time looking into something, a part that costs like $40. That's just it just monetarily does not incentivize them in any way, right?
Well, remember the story about Mercedes? When I had a C63, I stopped at the dealership, asked them to top up the oil, because
No, I don't
previously
remember that.
BMW, if I would stop at BMW dealer, they had no problem, just put some oil and have a good day, right?
Mhm.
So I had a C63 under warranty, by the way. Stopped at the dealer. I said, guys, I have a low oil. Could you please put some oil for me? Like, yeah, go and buy them, and we'll put them for you. I looked at them. I said, well,
I can put it myself if I buy it.
yeah. And then the guy made a
Snarky remark.
remark saying, well, if you had money to buy that car, then you should have money to buy an oil. I said, well, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Very helpful, thank you. Oh, we have a super thanks from Life Call Rich, but not on this live stream, on the one that I stopped. Thank you. I remember now why I stopped the live streams. I was planning to do the live streams on a consistent basis, like monthly,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized that not many people come in to tune in. Maybe this time is inconvenient for them. I don't know. Maybe people don't really care.
Well, and keep in mind it's the summertime as well, right?
Yeah. It's
A lot
it's
of people.
fine.
A lot of people
I'm
go
just
out.
saying. I just wanted to thank everyone who would tune in. This is a big milestone for me, so I'm really thankful.
Imagine being able to build anything.
To watch for an advertisement on my own channel. Great.
Can we take a small break for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, we're not finishing the live stream. We're just pausing it. So Right. Back. Ulrich, welcome back. Sorry, I had to restart the stream. I don't think you missed much. Thank you for your super chat and for your kind words under the original stream. We just talked to my friend about general trends in automotive repairs, in extended warranty, in electric vehicles versus internal combustion engine vehicles, that sort of stuff. I answered a couple of questions here from chat, but generally, I don't think you missed much. not a lot of people, maybe not convenient time, or just people didn't see the link or whatever. But regardless, thanks again for coming. No, I'm in Toronto, Canada. I'll probably go on for another 15 minutes, just before closing the chat and closing the live stream too. So I don't waste anyone else's time. Maybe someone would watch it in recording, but I have some plans for today too. Okay, since nobody seems to have any more questions, with some closing arguments here, so to speak. Um, just again, I wanted to thank everyone, who watches this or who came to the live stream, or who subscribed or ever watched my videos. I hope that any of those guides might have helped you. That was the intent. The channel has been. I've started the channel in 2017, so it's been almost 8 years now, and here we are with the 20,000 subscribers. Uh, Obviously, none of them are active subscribers. Otherwise, we would have a much livelier stream today. Regardless, I'm thankful for everyone, and you can always leave comments under any of the existing videos. I do my best to answer all the questions, or respond to all the comments that need to be responded to. We also have a great second generation MDX group on Facebook. I'm sure lots of people from there too come to my channel. Thanks for the admins there who keep the group organized to the best of their ability. It's quite difficult to do. I think it has, what does it have? 40,000 people in. Let me see. Let's see. Oh no, It has 9,400 people. Still, lots of people there. I try to be active in that group too, because the second gen seems to be my area of expertise. But I'm trying to expand my activities to car reviews now. I've been lucky enough to get some vehicles for review from Acura and Nissan so far. Uh, I will continue reaching out to other manufacturers just to give a more of a fair perspective on modern vehicles. From my point of view, my idea, there's plenty of reviewers on YouTube, obviously. My idea of a review is to provide as much detailed information on the vehicle's options and different kind of design, interior, exterior, uh, features, stuff like that within about 10 minutes, give or take. Because I think that's important for people to who are shopping for a new vehicle to know what they're looking into before they actually go and try it out for themselves. So that's my idea. It seems to be working for some reviews, not so much for others. So we'll see. I'll do my best to adjust accordingly. But that's my new venture. That takes a lot of time and effort, but it's really fun. I love it. Yeah, Coleridge, definitely will do another live stream. There will be a Russian speaking live stream probably next week or somewhere about. But as you can see, not many people are tuning in here. So, I don't know if it makes sense to do it on a consistent basis. I've done it in 2021 a couple of times, and then I realized that it's not a popular, probably not just overall, not a popular means of connecting to your audience. Uh, and so, but regardless, there's always a way to contact me. People reach out through comments on YouTube. People reach out through my Facebook page, privately, or I try to comment on any posts that I'm subscribed in groups to, like the second generation MDX, some RDX, some TLX, anything that I can contribute to in terms of my opinion or maybe advice or help, that sort of stuff. So let's see. We have about 8 minutes before I close. So I'll wait for any other comments or questions here. Hey, Lucas. Nice to see you. How are you doing? Thanks for your comment. Yeah, I'm planning to continue doing that. Gives me great joy. Uh, fixing stuff in general is my favorite thing to do. Fixing cars is even better for me personally. Regardless that it can be frustrating, and you can be mad sometimes that something's not working the way that you expected it to. Um, I had my friend Alex, who already left. He had some other business to do. He was here with me on the live stream, and we talked a little bit about repairability. We talked about extended warranty and stuff. He has a second gen MDX as well now, same year, just a different color. So we've had quite a bit of challenges with some of the regular maintenance that we've done to his car, even though it has less miles and it's in better condition than mine overall, just garage kept. But we've had some issues with the timing belts change because the side engine mount didn't want to come off. broke the bolt. We had to get the one of the sides of the side mount welded in, just because of that sort of hassle. Lots of other surprising stuff. Some fasteners didn't want to come off, uh, but we finally done with all that maintenance and fixes and repairs, replacements. So he seems to be happy with the car for now, but we'll see how it goes. I may look into streaming to Facebook as well in the future. I know there's a way to stream both to YouTube and Facebook, and maybe even other platforms. Even though I don't have presence there, but so far YouTube and Facebook. We'll see. Maybe that brings in some more audience, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or react to any comments there. I'll keep it for about 5 minutes more. What else to say before I close the live stream? Um, I think it might be a good topic for a debate. There's always been a original parts versus aftermarket parts discussion going, and I've mostly been advocate for original parts in the first place. Now, as the vehicle ages, and I'm talking about the MDX, the 2000 MDX, it's almost 20 years old at this point. A couple more years is going to be 20 years old. There's obviously a factor of original parts being cost prohibitive, or maybe even not available for some of the parts, just because the car is so old that they don't produce some parts anymore, and those parts are out of stock. So you would be hard pressed to find the original parts. So you're kind of stuck with the aftermarket. That being said, I have used aftermarket parts for my MDX. I can tell you specifically, I have both lower control arms, front lower control arms, Mevotech aftermarket parts. The first one that I installed, I had to replace a year after under warranty from Rock Auto. But both of them seem to be holding for now. It's been 5 years, I think. Obviously, I drive the MDX less now. My daily driver is the RDX, so that's not a good comparison. But it's a viable option. It's much cheaper than the original one. It comes as an assembly with the compliance bushing, which is a separate part, usually for the original lower control arm. So you would have to buy both. That makes it even more expensive. So that's one of the examples where I think it's fine to use aftermarket. Another example would be, what else did I use aftermarket? Oh, well, we installed new front shocks for my friend, and we used aftermarket assemblies because the originals are not available anymore. So that seems to be working fine. We'll be replacing the rear ones soon as well. One thing I think, stay on in terms of the original parts are the brakes. Here in Canada, I haven't been, in all these years, I haven't been able to find an aftermarket replacement that's good enough that cost the same or less than the original. And I'm talking both quietness and longevity. The original brakes all around almost were almost at 60,000 miles when I replaced them. I think that's a pretty good service interval for changing the brakes. And they were quiet all the time. I didn't have to bother with squeaking brakes, stuff like that. Just service them regularly. That would be my advice. But yeah, it's a mix of original aftermarket parts. I can't remember what else I used, but I'm pretty sure I used something else aftermarket as well. Oh, the timing belt kit, of course. The latest timing belt kit that I installed is the ASIN timing belt kit. TK or TH002 or something like that. That's a universal timing belt kit that works for many V6s. I installed that in 2020. It's been 5 years. It's holding well, no issues. So highly recommended. That's a kind of universal kit that a lot of mechanics and DORs use as well. So, it's obviously it's a personal choice, but in some cases, the cost of parts would be really cost prohibitive. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Really cool to hang out with you guys. Thanks everyone who came in and watched it, commented, asked questions. As I've said before already 5 times, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. You can do that in comments under this live stream once it's finished. On Facebook. You can reach out through email. Use the comments under the videos on YouTube. Check out my channel for the DIY guides, for repairs, for maintenance, and now car reviews. Thank you, everyone. Thanks all the subscribers. Yeah, Lucas. Great. I see you agree with me on that. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a factor for sure. If you're planning to have the vehicle for a long time, OEM is a great choice. If you're just driving it for a year or two, aftermarket might be fine. That's a good factor as well. All right. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic day and weekend and long weekend for those of you who are in Canada. And cheers. Thank you.